Welcome to this video training in which you're going to learn a very cool and proven strategy for increasing the profits of your online business without trying the usual methods of increasing conversion or trying to get more traffic. And if you haven't yet got a business going, this is going to help you massively as well by providing you with ideas for how to start a business the right way from day one. My name's David Gates and I'll be your host for today. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. I absolutely promise you that this will be one of the most valuable hours you could ever spend and a valuable investment on your time. I want to reassure you of something. We all know that often these type of videos are full of fluff and filler and you end up getting nothing out of it. I get that. I hate it too, as much as you do, and we'll certainly not be doing any of that here today. By the time this video ends, you are going to have a real usable strategy that you can use to increase your profits without the hassle of trying to figure out a new traffic method or improve the conversions of your sales process, both of which aren't very easy to do. The method which I will share with you in this video is pretty easy. Yes, you'll have to put a little work in, like anything worthwhile in life, but if you do, you can reap the rewards for years to come. In fact, I estimate that one of the tricks I will share with you today, about 3/4 of the way through this video presentation, will add 1 to 10 grand a month to your business, possibly more, and in a fun way that your website visitors will absolutely love. So watch out for that one. One last thing before the action starts. This concept that I'm sharing with you today is proven. Business legends such as Jay Abraham, known as the $1 Billion Man, and Dan Kennedy have used this strategy over and over again to grow businesses. You can and will use it too. But I want to reassure you that this isn't some untested idea that might work for one business but not for another. It's a proven winner that will work for anyone who is brave enough to try something just a little different. With all that said, let's begin the action. I want to begin by telling you a story of two internet entrepreneurs. It's a hypothetical story, of course, but it will illustrate perfectly why so many online business owners fail miserably and end up going back to their old jobs or making far less than they dreamed of when they first set out on this exciting world of online marketing. So our two entrepreneurs are called Jane and Simon. They don't know each other. They're not related in any way. The only thing that they have in common is that the profits in their online business are not what they hoped. Jane is a coach and she is struggling to make ends meet. Simon, who sells info products and also does affiliate marketing, is experiencing the same painful lack of money that Jane is. 3 years ago, both of them set out to start an online business. They were sick to death of their job, commuting, missing out on time with the kids, and kept seeing adverts online telling them that they really could make a living on the internet. They weren't dreamers, however, and knew it would take work, but they absolutely loved the idea of being their own boss. Jane dreamt of being debt-free and not worrying about the bills, while Simon was desperate to not have to answer to anyone but himself. He'd been stuck in the corporate rat race for 15 years, and it was driving him mad. Over and over again, they saw ads about online businesses and marketing, and like most people do, eventually they gave in and clicked on one of the ads they saw and signed up for some free information. The marketeers whose email lists they had just got on started sending out information and pushing their products. Both Jane and Simon bought their first product and their quest had begun. Unfortunately, due to them both being a little wet behind the ears, when it came to online marketing, when they started to fall prey to the unethical marketers out there selling empty dreams and get-rich-quick schemes. They both lost a lot of money and were deeply ashamed when they had to tell their partners what had happened. For a little while, because of the pain of losing money, they gave up on their dream and focused on their job. But soon they saw the ads again, and soon the daily commute started eating away at their soul. Jane found herself feeling anxious whenever the bills come through the door, and Simon found himself more and more annoyed at being a cog in the corporate wheel and having to work way harder than his paycheck suggested. Within a few months, they were back on the internet marketing merry-go-round. Except thankfully this time they avoided the scammy ads and marketeers promising millions for nothing and focused on buying real-world business training programs that taught skills and how to provide value to the world. Jane decided that she would become a coach and that she would do coaching sessions through Skype. She loved helping people and so got the qualifications she needed to be a professional coach and was incredibly excited about this new direction. She intended to work as a coach in the evenings and keep her day job until her new business covered her salary. Then she would quit and enter the world of online business and coaching for good. Simon went a different route. He was fascinated about fitness and decided to turn his passion for all things healthy into an info product business. He created his first ebook and laid in bed at night dreaming of how rich it would make him. Both Jane and Simon were so excited about their new direction and felt they had a new purpose in life. They felt rejuvenated, and for the first time in a long time, the future held some promise for them. Problem is, like so many find out, the world of online marketing and business is a cruel mistress. Jane struggled to get visitors to her new coaching website. Simon was getting visitors, and some were buying, but he wasn't making enough to break even. With every day that passed, the dreams had seemed to be fading into the distance. Like most new online business owners who experience this, they started investing heavily into their education, which is the right step for them. Only problem is, they were buying the wrong types of products and services. They were buying products about how to get more free traffic from Google, how to write better sales pages, how to buy advertising on Facebook, and more. These courses were of course good, but they weren't fixing the problem. Jane spent months optimizing her website for Google and nothing happened. Simon in the meantime jumped into buying advertising on Facebook, but ended up spending over $4,000 and making just under $1,000 back. Frustrated, disheartened and feeling like a failure, both of them have a huge crisis of confidence. They start listening to their friends who tell them the internet business world is just a scam and only the big boys can survive. They listen to the media who is telling them that no one is spending money because of a bad economy. Their excitement about the future drifts away, and before long, despite Jane still struggling to pay the bills and Simon still hating working for someone else and his lack of freedom, they give up. Both feeling worse than they had before this whole internet business idea had been around. I wished I'd never seen those damn ads or thought about having my own business. They both think, whilst they lay in bed at nights wide awake, feeling down about life and wondering why they can't just catch a break. Little do they know that their decision to give up has changed the trajectory of their entire life. Now there's also a third party in our little story, and he's called Jack. Now Jack has gone on the exact same journey as Jane and Simon. He saw an ad and got on a few email lists, lost money to unethical marketers, nearly gave up, stuck at it, failed miserably, but kept plugging away, and just as Jack was about to give up, he had that breakthrough. Before the breakthrough, Jack had tried the same methods as Jane and Simon. He tried to rank websites in search engines and failed. He tried buying ads on Facebook and Google, but couldn't break even. He tried joint ventures, affiliates, blogging, solo advertising in email newsletters, copywriting to improve his sales pages, even offline marketing, and still couldn't make his online business work. No matter what he tried, he failed to turn a profit. But then his breakthrough came. He found a website online that taught him a simple strategy and showed him that this is what all the marketers that sell him products and services about the internet marketing are really doing. And when he learned the strategy that changed everything, he suddenly understood where he'd been going wrong. It was like the fog had lifted, and he saw that whilst the experts he'd been buying products from were saying to do one thing, they were really doing something else entirely. Some of them just weren't talking about it, whilst others were unaware that the real success of their business was down to this strategy, and so they were just not able to talk about it. He used the strategies taught by the website, and for the first time ever, he started to see a profit. He was able to buy ads successfully. Other people in his market wanted to promote his site. Jack had now become a fully fledged internet entrepreneur, and he could see why all his efforts had failed miserably before. Whilst Jane and Simon had given up and were more depressed than ever, Jack had used this strategy, and finally he was living the dream he wished for. His heart went out to all those who were failing online, because he knew how painful that can be, but also felt relieved that this strategy had now given him the clarity and confidence to see how bright his future was looking and how simple the solution really can be. Within a few months, Jack had earned more from his business than he did in a year in his job, and he knew it would always work, so he quit his job and his new life began. Now, before I continue, Does the story of Jane and Simon sound familiar to you? The excitement at first that ends in sadness, the courses you buy that end in failure, the fear you feel when you worry the dreams you may have will never come to fruition. We've all been there. Every successful online entrepreneur you see at some point experienced those feelings. But the reason they're successful is because they didn't give up. Unlike Jane and Simon, they kept going. And like Jack, they managed to find a strategy that worked for them to bring in the kinds of profits they dreamt of. So here's my question for you. And I already know the answer because you won't be watching this if you were like Jane and Simon. If you knew it would work, would you be willing to put in your time and energy into a proven business growth plan? If it meant your dreams would finally come true and you'd escape the pain of failure that you experienced before? Your answer to that question should be a big fat yes, of course, unless you are one of the immature dreamers who believe they can become rich without any work. You'll know that some work is necessary to get you where you want to be in life. I'm just about to give you the strategy, but it's down to you to take action on it. Nothing changes without action. Just remember that. The reason I told you the story of Jane, Simon and Jack is to illustrate a point. I know that many people watching this will have experienced the pain of failure and may be on the verge of giving up altogether. Now, I find that heartbreaking, to be honest, and so I wanted to tell that story so you can get excited about the fact that all it takes is just one breakthrough, and everything changes. Just one, not 10, 20, 30 or more breakthroughs, but just one, and I intend to give you that breakthrough in the rest of this video. My point is, don't give up because you never know how close you were to something that changes everything, and that counts for all areas of your life, not just online business. And for all of those of you watching who are already successful, I hope that you are willing to try different ideas, not one of those entrepreneurs who are limited by their comfort zone. Often businesses do not grow to the levels they could do because the business owner is stuck using strategies they feel comfortable with. Don't be that man or woman. Be willing to try anything if it holds promise of increased profits and better experience for your customers. Okay, with all that said, let's start to look into the real reasons so many online businesses fail. And then I'll give you the solution, a solution that is probably the easiest way to turn a struggling business around. Now, the main reason an online business fails is because, and you might want to write this one down, they cannot buy new customers or clients at a profit. Let me repeat that for you. The main reason an online business fails is because they cannot buy new customers or clients at a profit. In other words, if they spent $100 or $1,000 on advertising, they make less than that back. So they might spend $100 and make $60, or they might spend $1,000 and make $800. Point is, they spend money on advertising and don't break even or make any profit. They then come to the conclusion that paid advertising doesn't work and try going the free traffic route, which takes time and isn't consistent. In order to be able to scale any business, you need to find a consistent stream of buyers. Free traffic methods like joint ventures or search engines optimization are notoriously unreliable. This means that pretty quickly, savvy entrepreneurs realize they should be buying traffic. Facebook, Google ads, in email newsletters, YouTube ads, direct mail, doesn't matter. They realize they need to try and get a consistent stream of buyers, so they try one of many forms of advertising available to them. But here's the thing. They just can't turn a profit. Even if the conversions on their website are pretty good, they struggle to make their money back and therefore cannot continue to buy traffic. This is when they jump into the free traffic bandwagon, not realizing that route is a dead-end road as well. What's really going on here? Well, to understand this, we need to be able to answer two simple questions. Firstly, how much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? How much will the average customer spend with me over time? In other words, how much will the average customer spend with me over a period of weeks and months rather than straight away? Now let me repeat those questions again because they are absolutely vital. How much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? How much will that average customer spend with me over time? So let's look at some examples. How much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? Well, let's say it's $150. How much will the average customer spend with me over time? Maybe $30. Can you see by those two numbers that no matter how much traffic you buy, you will not be able to turn a profit? If you're having to spend an average of $150 on ads to get somebody to buy, and you're only making $30 back, you have a big problem, and that will not be solved by spending more money on ads, period. Let's try another example. How much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? Maybe $70. How much will the average customer spend with me over time? Maybe $60. Again, if you tried to scale this business by spending more money on advertising, you'd run out of money and be in a big hole. Not good at all. On the other hand, look at these stats. How much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? Let's say it was $150. How much will the average customer spend with me over time? Maybe $250. Now you have a business. Now if you spend more money on ads, you will make money. Or here's an even better example. How much on average do I have to spend to get a customer? Let's say it was $450. How much will the average customer spend with me over time? Possibly $3,000? Now you can seriously scale your business to huge heights. Why? Because you're making more than you spend, and you can therefore afford to keep buying new customers. As business growth legend Dan Kennedy says, the business who can afford to spend the most on advertising wins at the end of the day. I realise this may seem a little obvious, but stick with me here. What's coming up is a game changer for you. Now, the main reason people can't grow a business is because they struggle for traffic. That's because they either try free traffic methods that are inconsistent and time-consuming, or try paid traffic methods which they can't turn a profit on because the customer on average spends less than it costs to acquire him or her. Here's an example to show you what I mean. Let's go back to Simon's story from earlier. Simon had created a fitness book. He loved the idea of selling digital products and set up his sales process as talked, and his sales letter was pretty good, so he should have got some good results. He was getting 1.5% of visitors on his site to buy his $30 ebook. He knew that 1.5% was a solid conversion rate, but no matter what he tried with search engine optimization and free traffic, he couldn't get consistent visitors. He came across a traffic expert who explained why mastering paid traffic is the best way to be in control of your business. This made a complete sense to Simon. He could run a paid ad on Facebook, and within 24 hours he'd be getting traffic immediately. Or he could keep grinding away to optimize his site for months, not really knowing whether or anything would work. To him it was a no-brainer. Excitedly, Simon set up his ads on Facebook and sits back to see what happens. He gets his 1.5% of people to buy, which he knows is pretty good. Problem is, he isn't making any profit. It's costing him $200 on average for every one $30 sale of his ebook. He ends up spending $1,500 and not being anywhere even near break-even. He then decides the problem must be Facebook, so he tries Google. That also returns similar results. He tries a few different advertising platforms and eventually has spent $4,000, money he couldn't afford to lose, and has made some sales, but is in a deep hole at this moment. The problem here, of course, was not getting traffic or his conversion. He was getting targeted visitors and 1.5% of them were buying, which by conversion standards is pretty good rates. The problem here was that he was spending more to get a customer than what a customer would spend with him. Even if he kept tweaking and improving conversions, he'd probably never make back more than he was spending to buy a new customer. Disheartened, confused and broken-hearted, he gives up on his business dream forever and goes back to his day job. This is the reality of the most online entrepreneurs. They cannot get consistent traffic because they focus on free methods, which depend on Google not changing their algorithms, or joint venture partners stop promoting your offer. They are both highly unreliable in both cases. Or they try to buy traffic, but they are spending more to get a customer or client than the customer or client will spend with them. Now you know the real problem facing online entrepreneurs. Their customers spend less with them than it would cost them to acquire them. If you sort that problem, you can scale your business in a bigger way. So actually, how do we do it? Well, if I was like most other marketers, I would not tell you the solution in this video. I'll sell it to you instead and start the transition into a sales pitch right here. But You're very lucky. That's not my style. I'm going to give you the solution right now and for free. Does that sound cool? The solution is pretty obvious. Get the customers who buy from you to spend more with you. The question, of course, is how? The easiest way to grow your business without improving conversion rates or getting more traffic is to start selling a high-priced product or service to the customers who buy your other offers from you. Remember, Simon was selling his fitness book for $30 and struggling to make back more than he spent on ads. This is how easy it could be to fix that problem. Let's say Simon sold 100 ebooks at $30. That's $3,000. Now, if he sold just 6 of those 100 customers a $1,000 product or service, he'd make an extra $6,000. I can almost guarantee he'd be able to buy traffic successfully because the average amount his customers spent with him would go up dramatically. His $1,000 offer could be something like 6 weeks of personalized email coaching or Skype coaching or maybe even a personalized nutrition plan. There are lots of different ways he could do it. Point is, he could turn his business around very, very quickly by adding in a higher priced product or service which would increase the average amount of his customers spent with him. Now, on average, you can expect about 20% of the people to be interested in the higher priced offer. If it is the right one. That doesn't mean 20% will buy, but they'll be interested. In Simon's case, only 6% who bought his ebook also bought his high-end offer. But he would have grown his business by 200%. Instead, though, he gave up on his online business dreams and went back to his job because he didn't have the knowledge you now do. It's a hypothetical story, but it's the reality for many, many online entrepreneurs. Don't be a Simon or a Jane when you don't need to be. The solution is easy. Add in a high-end offer to your business and it will give you the ability to spend more on advertising because if you do it correctly, the average amount your customers spend with you will go up significantly when you figure in the high-end buyers. It's a simple proven concept. Create a high-end product or service from $500 to $5,000 or make your entire business can become a whole lot easier and more profitable. Now, Dan Kennedy and Jay Abraham both talk about this strategy a lot. And if you haven't heard of them, I don't know which rock you've been hiding under, but they are the business growth experts. So as I said earlier, this isn't some newfangled idea I've just invented. It's been a business growth strategy for a long, long time. And in truth, it's actually pretty obvious. Get customers to spend more than you need to spend to get them, and you can grow significantly. Right about now, people usually start to experience a little bit of resistance. Limiting beliefs start popping in and surfacing themselves. People may think people in my market won't spend a lot. My market isn't suitable for a high-end offer, and creating a high-end offer is bound to be hard. It's these kind of thoughts that keep entrepreneurs in their comfort zones and trying methods that simply don't work at all or very well. All those thoughts are false, all of them. Now, people in my market won't spend a lot. False. 20% on average will be willing to spend money on a higher priced offer if it gives them what they want. My market isn't suitable for a high-end offer. False again. In pretty much every single market, there is an opportunity for a high-priced product or service. Creating a high-end offer is hard. Once again, completely false. If you know how, it can be done as easy as pie. Here are some examples of high-priced products and services you may wish to offer. How about home study courses that contain DVDs and CDs? And maybe manuals as well. Software, seminar and live events, coaching, consulting, personalized plans. Just a few. There are many more options than those, but I'm sure you can see by now how clearly all businesses could offer one of them to their customers or clients. For example, an online clothes store could add in a high-end consultation where for $500 a stylist would help you match the right clothes for your body shape and the look you want. Or maybe as an info product seller, you could put on a seminar or offer coaching. A business consultant could create a $10,000 more personalized package rather than his usual $500 offer. There are always ways you can add in high-end offers to the business. Dan Kennedy, in one of his little tapes, talks about the most expensive coffee in the world, which apparently is called the Kopi Luwak. and how it's passed through a cat's digestive system before it's crushed and turned into coffee. Now, if people buy that, he says, and spend a lot of money on it, which is proof that there will always be a proportion of any market willing to spend more on a product or service, most entrepreneurs just aren't brave enough to think they could offer something at a higher price. My question to you right now is this: are you brave enough to create a higher priced product or service that could completely transform your business and the future of yourself and those you care for? I appreciate it may seem a little intimidating, but answer the question. I'll repeat it. Are you brave enough to create a high-priced product or service that could completely transform your business and the future of yourself and those you care for? Or will you be one of those entrepreneurs I've talked about who stay in their comfort zone and miss out on the profits and the growth they deserve? I truly hope you won't ignore what I've taught you today and end up like Jane and Simon, having to go back to the old employment or never be able to quit in the first place. I hope you won't risk the future of your business, your family, and all those people you could help just because you weren't brave enough to try a new way of increasing profits that your customers will be grateful for. Because here's the thing, people want to spend money on products or services if, and this is the big one you've got to look out for, if it actually gets them results. Are you brave enough to create a high-priced product or service that could completely transform your business and the future for yourself and those you care for? Now, if you answered yes to that question, you basically now have two routes to go. You can try and figure out how to create and sell a high-end product or service yourself, or you can take another much quicker and less painful route. With the first route, you can hit stumbling blocks and make costly mistakes when trying to create a high-end offer. You might waste weeks or even months on a product or service that nobody actually wants. And because high-end products and services need to be sold in a very specific way, it's likely that you'll fail. That is the brutal reality of it, I'm afraid. High-end selling is an amazing way to grow a business and profits fast, but it's not easy to figure it all out by yourself. There is, of course, another route, a quicker one that I had created just for people like you. Someone who wants to start or grow a business in the easiest possible way whilst making a difference in the lives of those you serve. If that sounds like you, and I'm sure it does because the dreamers will have closed this video already, then I want to make you a very special offer today, something I know you'll find hard to turn down because I've structured this in such a way that it makes it irresistible. You see, because I know this is the best solution for growing a business fast, or for starting one on the right foot that's set up for big profits, I hired a research team to scour all the books, products and programs they could find on how to create and sell high-end products. I wanted them to put it into one easy resource for myself and my clients that could take complete newbie or experienced on it and help them to create irresistible high-end products and services that sell. It took them months to complete their research and a lot of money seeking out the teachings of pricey mentors, consultants, but the training is finally finished and I'm delighted to bring it to the world. It's called the High-End Empire and you can access it immediately via online audio and transcripts of the program to go with it. So wherever you are in the world, there's no need to wait for long shipping delays. You can be hungrily consuming the training within the next few minutes. Now, inside of the High-End Empire, you're going to be taught in step-by-step fashion how to create and sell high-priced products and services. You'll first get your psychology right because we understand that many people are intimidated by selling something at a higher price. And you'll realize that selling a more expensive item is actually good for your customers. And you'll be taken through an idea generation process, a creation process, and a sales process that will have you selling your new high-end offer in no time. Here are just a handful of the things you're going to learn about in this training. The little known reason why you will have less headache selling high-end products than lower price products. Why people or businesses selling high-end offers will often end up more healthy than those selling lower ticket offers. How your pricing shortcuts to the buying decision for 20% of your prospects. Why advertising and lead generation is actually easier for high-end offers. The 8 reasons all businesses should have a high-end offer. A powerful lesson in real wealth and being financially rich and why a handful of high-end sales could help you live the life of your dreams. The 6 reasons why people buy high-priced products and services and how to use them in your marketing. Why it's often more ethical to sell an expensive product or service than a cheap one. The 3 limiting and false beliefs that keep most entrepreneurs from selling high-end offers. Could that be you? The 2 unconscious excuses most use for not charging more in their business. 4 ways to come up with high-end products and service ideas. The markets you should go into if you haven't yet got a business. How to link price to the prospect's current situation in order to make your product or service an irresistible bargain. The 2 options your prospects must feel they have and how to communicate these in such a way that buying what you offer is the only option. 12 questions you need to answer in your sales process that the prospect needs to hear in order to feel comfortable investing high amounts of money with you. 4 cheap online tools that can automate your high-end sales. Which specific guarantees to offer and when not to offer guarantee. Why you should never use the word cost in your sales material and what word you should use instead. We also go through a plug-in and profit 12-step template you can use to sell your product or service to hundreds or even thousands of people at a time. How to shortcut the sales process so that you can sell someone a high-end product within 24 hours of them finding out about you, rather than having to wait weeks or months using old school methods. What pre-framed content is and how to use it to filter out people who would never spend more than $500 on any offer you make them. Use this to save masses of times. You would usually waste time trying to sell to the wrong people to start with. The 5-step process for using your marketing to find high-end buyers easily. Why most people selling high-end offers become burned out trying to sell things to the wrong people. And a template for online ads that will bring you in leads like clockwork. We also teach you how to use qualification processes and scarcity to dramatically increase the appeal of your offer. The specific strategy you should use that can convert 1 out of 4 people into a high-end sale. We offer all this and much, much more in this course. Now that's pretty cool, right? As I said, it's taken a lot of research and lots and lots of money to study the most knowledgeable high-end entrepreneurs on the planet, and we now want to pass these closely guarded strategies on to you. Now, before I tell you the ridiculously low price, let me just tell you about our guarantee. We want you to be completely comfortable with your purchase. So unlike others, we want to offer you a no-risk opportunity to see for yourself just how world-class this training actually is. Sign up today and you can gain immediate access to the program. It will take you around 6 hours to consume the audio, or less if you actually read the transcripts and you're a quick reader. Anytime within the next 30 days you are not completely blown away by this program and all the tips and strategies that we've found in months and months of research, simply shoot us an email and we'll refund you in full. No questions asked. That's how confident we are that when you learn what we know, you'll be certain you have the right information and knowledge to take your profits and life to an exciting new level. So without any risk, the only thing in your way may be the price. Now, you might be bracing yourself around now thinking how much a product would cost that shows you how to create offers that sell for between $500 and $5,000 or more. I mean, if you just sold 2 $5,000 programs, you'd have made $10,000, or even 10 $1,000 programs would make you 10 grand. It's not hard to see why this should be an expensive training program. Thing is, that's not my style. I know the people who really need this program are probably on a budget, so I'm not about to price it so high it would be out of their reach. Instead, I'm going to make you an irresistible offer that's so low and provides so much possibility you'd be a fool to turn it down. Keep in mind you'll be shown how to create products and services from $500 to $5,000 or more. It will shock you to find out that you can access the high-end empire for a measly one-time investment of just $597. That's it. No recurring payments, no smoke or mirrors. A one-time payment of just $597 and you'll learn and have everything you need in order to create the business you deserve. Now, if you think that's expensive, that's probably the main thing stopping you from selling your own high-end offers. Your psychology needs work, which is one of the things the course covers. Too many people have limiting beliefs around money that stop them in ways they're not even aware of. So if you've heard $597 for a course that teaches you how to create multi-$1,000 products and programs and thought it was expensive. You probably need this program more than you actually know. To sign up today, simply visit the link on screen. I generally have no idea if I will be raising the price soon or not, but at this price people are telling me I'm crazy, so it's certainly a possibility. Because this is a brand new program, we don't yet have testimonials. That's another reason why the price is so low. When they come in, and they will, we're definitely likely to raise the price then, so take a risk-free trial of the program today and sign up. The way I see it, you have three options. You can ignore this offer and everything I've taught you and just keep doing what you're doing. If you're actually getting the results you want, that's absolutely fine. I wish you well. However, if you're not getting the results you want, then ignoring this could be a very, very bad mistake, in my opinion. And that's not even an option. That takes us to our second option. You could try and find your way in the dark and create a high-end offer without the high-end empire. And you never know, you might hit it out of the park straight away. But unless you've sold a high-priced product or service before, that's very, very unlikely. Plus, you'd likely spend more time and make way less than you would if you took the obvious option, which is option 3. You sign up to the program today, take it for a risk-free 30-day spin and learn all of the different tips and techniques we've gleaned from some of the brightest business brains on the planet. You can shortcut your way to success. Never make the common mistakes that lead to failure and embarrassment in this area, and very soon you can have a high-end offer selling well in your business which allows you to buy ads and scale your profits through the roof. There really is no other option. Visit the link today on the screen you see right now, and you could be going through Module 1 in minutes and embarking on an exciting new journey that could change the trajectory of your business, life, and the lives of those you love. Sign up right now. You have nothing to lose. I'd like to thank you for listening to this presentation today, and whichever way you choose, whether you choose to sign up or whether you don't, I wish you all the best in the future. Thanks very much.